Hello, my name is Collin Rogers, and I'm here to talk to you about recycling. Look at the floor around you. Imagine if your entire floor was just covered in plastic waste. Now that would be a ton of trash, right? Imagine if every square inch of the ground of College Station was covered in plastic waste. That is a ton of plastic waste, right? Now imagine if every square inch of the ground of the entirety of Texas was covered in plastic waste. That is nearly unimaginable, right? Well, according to Dr. Lieberton's study in the scientific reports, there's a floating island of garbage in the North Pacific called the North Pacific Garbage Patch that is more than twice the area of Texas, specifically 618,000 square miles. And it's mostly plastic. And this doesn't even scratch the surface of the amount of plastic waste that is currently polluting the planet Earth, which we live on. The only way to actually solve this problem is to increase awareness and availability of recycling on a local level. And to do this, the city of College Station should require that all apartment complexes provide at least one single stream recycling drop-off bin in every one of their premises to increase the off-campus Texas A&M residents to actually start recycling. Instead of recycling, us Americans have polluted the environment with a ton of plastic waste. It's really bad, and this could be fixed if it was just more accessible to recycle for everybody. There is evidence that the Aggies would actually start recycling more if it was easier for them to do so. Now, let's look at this issue more in depth. Americans throw away an incredible amount of plastic, and most of it can be recycled. In Dr. Lieberton's study, which I cited earlier, he reported that the North Pacific Garbage Patch weighed nearly 80,000 tons, and 79,000 tons of that was plastic waste, most of which could have been recycled instead of ending up in this area. And this is a fraction of the total plastic waste generated by America every year. In just 2018, there was over 27 million tons of plastic waste generated by Americans, according to the US EPA report from 2018. College Station only has easily accessible recycling pickup/drop-off for people who live in neighborhoods around College Station or people who live on campus. For the people who live in neighborhoods, they can sign up for this service, which costs money, to where they can just have their trash bin out there, which gets picked up by the city of College Station, and they could also leave their recycling bin out there, which will get picked up by another thing, which will bring it to a recycling drop-off place, a recycling distribution center or whatever it is. And this costs money, so there are a lot of people who don't even pay for that and therefore don't recycle because it's not easy. And for people who live on campus, A&M actually has a pretty good recycling program called under the Utility and Energy Services, where they have a bunch of these little recycling bins spread across campus. There are a lot of them, but these are all little individual drop-off things. So if you have a whole bag of recyclables that you want to recycle, you can't use these. You have to go to an actual recycling dumpster to do so. And there aren't very many of these. So this is only useful for on-campus residents who only have a bottle of water to recycle. But there is actually a recycling drop-off center for people with a lot of recyclables to drop off, and that is located in Adrian's Lab Road in West Campus. According to the fall 2020 US News report for A&M, only 20% of students live on campus, so that leaves 80% of students living off campus. So that means that the A&M provided recycling thing is only beneficial to 20% of the A&M student body. So in reality, it's not that useful. And regarding waste collection, the only mention of recycling or anything in the College Station Code of Ordinances is that It is the responsibility of the developer to ascertain the appropriateness of the collection system, and that is located in Section 7.8b of the College Station Code of Ordinances, which you can find on the College Station website. Now, it is a no-brainer that adding a single stream recycling collection area where college students actually live will increase their willingness to separate their recyclables from their trash and actually separate them when they drop them off too. According to the RRS, the Resource Recycling System Agency, only 25% of students who go to large universities, which includes A&M, so large universities being universities that have above 25,000 students that attend, report to actually recycle. And why could this be? Well, it's not very easy. For us, if you want to recycle, you're gonna have to gather all your recyclables next to your trash can or whatever in your apartment and bring them out whenever you have your trash day or whatever, throw them into the back of your car, and then drive all the way to Adrian's Lab Road and throw them into one of their nasty dumpsters, which you have to climb on top of. So it's not very easy. And what I just mentioned, the UES Adrian's Lab drop-off place, in 2021, they collected 440 tons of recycled material from people who live around Bryan College Station. So that is a lot. Now imagine if there were more of these recyclable drop-off containers, namely in apartment complexes where people actually live. Now there would be a lot more recycling being picked up, right? Because it's so not easy. You have to be a dedicated recycler, such as myself, not to brag, to load up your car with recyclables, drive all the way to this place and drop it off. So just imagine if there was a recycling container in your own apartment complex. That thing would probably be full, just like this container right here. This is actually trash, but it could actually look like this if there was one in your apartment community. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, let's review what we can do. It is obvious that we need to do something about the problem of a ton of plastic polluting the environment. And making a policy change on a community level would be a great way to solve this issue. So, the City of College Station should require every apartment complex to provide and maintain a single stream recyclable drop-off thing in all of their premises to encourage the off-campus residents to actually start recycling more. I should mention what a single stream recycling bin is. So it's basically one of those bins where you can throw in plastic, glass, paper, and cans all into one. The bins that you see on campus, these are mixed stream, or I guess dual stream, where you have to actively separate each one. College students won't do that, all right? No one wants to do that. Let's get the single stream recycling containers. That's what we want. Now, hopefully this speech was enough to convince you that College Station needs to do something about this problem. Well, what you can do about it is go to a town council meeting and speak your mind. Just kidding, you don't have to do that. You could also go on the College Station, Texas website and write to the City Council Committee. I think it's in the Councils tab. So let's all do that and get us some recycling bins in our apartment complexes. So here are my key cards. Thank you.